this is going to be part 8 of Grandia. Or will it? Probably. Let's stop. I think we need to go to sleep. This person says, I wish to thank you. Would you like to have your meals included? I will say yes. The innkeeper says, looks like I finally get to show off my cooking. I'll whip you up a feast. A beast of a feast. What the heck? Air operator. Justin says, what's wrong, Fina? You seem bummed out. Fina says, Justin, it's about the monsters we saw at the Tower of Doom. Oh, never mind. Gaia, what in the world are the Garlisle forces using it for? Rap says, you sure look bummed, Fina. Are you constipated? Milda says, you shouldn't talk like that while folks are eating. Rap says, it's just if she's all stopped up, she can cure it by shaving her head and thumping her rump 3 times. Milda says, that's weird. It's totally different from what we do in Lane. There, we cure constipation by drinking lots of salt water and doing about 1,500 sit-ups. By the way, you said you're adventurers. Where are you heading to anyway? Justin says, we're trying to get to Alent. I think it's somewhere on this continent. Milda says, Alent? Justin? You know something about that? My husband is one of the 3 wise men of Lane. He knows a lot of stuff. Anyway, I heard him mention some place called Alent. Justin says, really? Alright then, we should be able to find out stuff from him, especially since he's a wise man. She says, well, there you go. There ain't nothing that my dear husband doesn't understand. I hate double negatives so much. Anyways, this appears to be a fruitless conversation. Milda says, that's great, but I'm stuffed. I ain't never had Cthulhian food before. I've gotta say, it sure hits the spot. What's this thing doing? Rab says, yeah, you bet it does. I wonder if they have food this delicious in Lane. Milda says, don't be silly, of course we do. Here's an idea, why don't you visit sometime? Rab says, I've never thought of that before. Justin says, you betcha, we'd love to go. Right, Fina? Fina says, yeah, sure. Listen, I need to go out for a bit. Milda says, what's bothering her? I guess that's our cue to go check on our girlfriend. Okay. Justin says, Fina, where are you? It's the middle of the night. She's doing cocaine. Where is she at? I figured the game wouldn't let me go over here if she's not over here, but... okay. Justin says, Fina, what's the matter? Things are okay now. I was wondering how those 2 would get along, but they're good friends. Fina says, I've been thinking about my sister. Justin says, Lean? Fina says, it looks like the Garlisle forces have raised some kind of monster called Gaia. Duh, no shit. If they plan to use that monster's power for evil purposes, then my sister must have something to do with the plan. Justin says, Fina. Fina says, Justin. I'm afraid I've got a terrible feeling about this. Justin says, everything's gonna be okay. Lean isn't so bad, I mean, she's your sister, right? Fina says, still. Justin says, anyway, that expression doesn't suit you. What really looks great on you is your smile. Venus says, Justin. Rap says, it's an emergency. Milda says, the guys from the Tower of Doom, they're coming. Justin says, oh no, the village is in danger. Says the person. Why even put a dialogue box there if we're gonna be too lazy to have them say anything of relevance? Forgot to turn off the auto battle stuff.
Ta-da!
Oh my. They say something pointless. I choose not to read it. Rap says, Gramps, are you okay? Zelda says, we'll help you.
What a cinch!
The geezer says this area seems secure. They're still fighting here. Rap says, let us go in. Don't give me nothing about your laws. The chief says, I'm afraid I'm just too old. I'm nearly blind and I'm pretty deaf. I can't see anything in this light. Milda says, I think he wants to turn a blind eye. Let's go kick some butt. The elder says, be careful. Their very existence there implies that fact.
What a cinch!
Look at all those G's. That's 300 G's. That's a lot of cheese. Or maybe it's not. Justin says, it's Lean. Tina says, what's going on? Lean says, I thought it might be you. Gaia is being confiscated by the Garlisle forces. We will use our full forces against anyone who interferes. Rap says, just listen to her. They think they can go around killing people and destroying villages. Milda says, haven't you turned enough villages into stone? Venus says, quiet. Sister, I'm asking you, please stop this. Why are you doing it? You're making innocent people suffer. Is that really okay with you? I thought there must be a good reason why you joined the military. Now I wonder. Lean says, what are you doing? Get Gaia out of here quickly. Tina is crying. Lean says, I would like you to live your life as you wish, free as the wind. However, I have no choice but to live this way. Tina says, but Lean. Rap says, what the heck is she trying to say? Step aside, Tina. Oh, this nasty guy. could, I would rather not use the power, especially not in front of you, Fina. They gasp. Rap says she's gotta be kidding. Milda says she's got wings. Lean says maybe now you'll understand. As long as I have these wings, I cannot fly freely. The Lean you know doesn't exist anymore. Fina says what? Justin says I get it, she's not really Lean, she's an Icarian. Lean says Justin, I thought you had a very high regard for Icarians, so now I'll have to offer some proof. Justin says Lean. I guess Lean eviscerates the monster or something and then disappears. Okay. Or she took it with her. I don't know. I don't think that thing was going to come along willingly, but what do I know? Let's see. Yeah. More people that are like, no one should ever be let in here. Alright, the old guy says, this is what happens when we break our laws. Do you understand? Rab says, what do you mean? Look, we just destroyed the Tower of Doom. You're the one who doesn't understand. You're worthless. Oh, you worthless old fogey. Milda says, you should never talk to your grandpa that way. This mess has been my fault. Rab says all he talks about is laws, as if laws could save the village. Justin and Milda, they're my guests. Any complaints? Let's hear them. The chief says, you've said more than enough. Our laws may not be able to save our village, but they've prevented trouble. I am indeed thankful to your guests for their actions at the Tower of Doom, but tonight we've seen people get hurt, and much misery has arisen in the wake of the tower. For tonight, please return quietly to the inn. There we go. The innkeeper says, I'm aware that you risked your lives to protect the village. As a token of gratitude, please accept room and board. I'm gonna fix an even bigger and better feast than the last one. Fina says, my sister, it can't really be her. Justin says, I'm sure there's some good reason why she's doing it. Consider this as evidence. Even though we were unconscious, she didn't take the spirit stone. Rap says, that girl with the wings, she made a mess of my village. Next time I see her, she's gonna die. Milda says, Rap, have you ever heard of tact? Fina, that must have been a big shock seeing your sister. I can't read this. Fina, it must be a shock to find out that your sister's an Icarian. I want to see my husband's face when he hears that Icarians really do exist. Alright. They have nothing interesting to say other than what they've already said. Fina wonders what her sister's up to. Milda says we should go to bed. Okie dokie. Justin says, Elder. The Elder says, the whole village met and decided we must ask not only Milda, but also Justin and Fina to leave the village. Makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Seems kind of dumb, but whatever. The chief says it's for the sake of protecting the village. Rap says, you old fogey, you have no idea what you're talking about. Milda says, stop it, Rap. We got here a little too early, didn't we? Everyone will figure it out sometime. Justin says, thanks for what you've done, Rap. I guess we'll be back when you become an elder. When you do, we will celebrate for ya. Rap says, are you kidding me? I'm going too. It'd be way too dangerous if you went without me. Justin says, huh? But I thought you were gonna stay at the village. Rap says, I told you, I don't like formality. We're too cool for that. Ain't that right, Jess? Justin says, Rap. No Milda laughs. That's what I expected to hear from you. Rap says we've decided. Let's blow off this lousy village as soon as we can. Okay? I think I picked up another mana egg and forgot to use it. Nope, never mind. I lied. Alright, looks like we're gonna leave. The little kid whose name I forgot says, Rap. Rap says, what's the matter, Nikki? Why are you looking so bummed? We'll be back someday. Nikki says, really? Okay, you promised. Somebody else says, please don't think badly of the elder. He's grateful to you guys, but he has to think of his position. Milda says, I can tell by his eyes that he must have been up all night worrying. Some mysterious person says, by the time this kid grows up, I think Cafu will be quite different. It'll be a free village, not penned in by a bunch of silly laws and customs. Nikki says, right, I bet if it weren't for those stupid laws, I would have had more chances to talk with Milda. Milda says, what a sweet thing to say. Rap says, of course, this kid's my right-hand man. Bye, Nikki. You'd better get stronger by the time I come back. Milda says, see, Justin, some folks here understand. Don't wear that long face forever. Justin says, I understand, Milda. Rap says, it's fine with me to be leaving this place, so where are we going next? Milda says, good question. Maybe we should check out my village, Lane. My husband knows a lot of stuff that might be useful to you. Fina says, thanks. Milda says, it's a bit far away from here. We have to cross the Zil Desert and get over to Zil Padan. They have everything in that town. Okay. Nikki says, bye everyone. Rap says, stay healthy, Nikki. Don't catch a cold. Alright. Am I on some crazy ass drugs, or is this a bunch of cactus people dancing around a gigantic cactus? Alright, game. You do you. Weird stuff in my butt.
What a
Anyhow, Milda says it's so hot. This here is the inland town of Zilpadon. Let's all stay here. Justin says, are we far from Lane? Milda says to get to Lane, we have to cross the savannah to the south, and that's gonna be a real chore. Gina says, alright, sounds like we should stay here today. Milda says, how about I pick a place I've used before? You see that big building right at the end of the street? It's a hotel. Raph says, let's look at the town first. I heard you can get some really strange weapons here. Sweet, sweet Satan. Just trying to keep my mic muted for a second while I enjoy the protein bar, but such things will not occur. Yeah, let's just go to the hotel. Hey, starting a fight right in front of our hotel will spoil our image. How is this what you're telling me? Go up to the second floor. Our hotel recommends that you get a massage after taking a bath. Alright. This guy wants to give me a palm massage. That guy's scaly back itches. Starting a fire. Maybe I have to go to the second floor, but there are no stairs. Perhaps I have to run into the bunny man again before the plot will progress. What are you saying? Stop being arrogant. Yeah. I'm gonna just skip this mess. Apparently, there is a race war. If you want to know what one of those is like, I suggest Rick and Morty. Anyways, I'm gonna skip that bullshit. I'll have to consult the guide, since, yeah, this game wants to be all nebulous and shit right now. Go to the hotel and rest, which I was in there and nothing happened, so okay. This place so annoying. This guy says, will you be staying? And I say yes. Apparently I had to walk outside and listen to that BS. Dina says, this is a big and beautiful city, but the people seem to lack unity. In Kafu, the people are united and try to protect their village. Justin says, yeah, not now that you mention it, that may be true, but maybe they're just hot and irritable. Dina says, I wonder if the people in this town know about Kafu turning to stone. If they knew, they shouldn't be so unmoved. Rap says, would you look at this food? It's bright red. Isn't it a little too spicy? Lane says, this town is surrounded by desert. It's different than your village. They can't get a hold of fresh foods. The Moge get most of it from other places. If they didn't use spices, it would be dangerous to eat. Rap says, I see you're quite well informed. Milda says, you'll have to repeat what you said to my husband. Milda continues, what do you think of Zilpadon? Isn't it ridiculously large? There are 3 peoples centered here. They're a thing, the Al-Qaeda and the Moge. It seems with the recent turning to Stone Village episodes, refugees have been fleeing their villages and come flowing here. Nina says, I wonder why the people around here are so unmoved. There's been a lot of weird happenings in the world. Rap says, is this your first meal? Go slower. Spicy hot, I can't stand the food. Justin remarks that he knows one of the Moge. Milda says, every one of the Moge are merchants. They show up everywhere. They come to Lane too. They have this saying, honor life, but that's common sense, isn't it? Justin says, I guess it is common sense, in a way. Milda remarks that she might do some sightseeing before heading to Lane. Okay, so all this dialogue was pointless. Milda says, did you eat your fill? Lane is still ahead. You know we need to get some good sleep. Okie dokie. Here. Guess we are moving on to some unknown place. Alright, I guess we are crossing the savannah now. Oh god. Milda says, this is the savannah. We have to cross here. The village of Lane is up ahead. Really? Well, this froze. Oh, gosh damn it. I have too many controllers near me and I'm using the wrong one. Because I'm a genius. Anyhow, Nova says this here is the village of Lane. Pretty, isn't it? The men of Lane are really smart, especially the 3 wise men. There are few questions they can't answer. Justin says maybe they can tell us something about a link. It's the whole reason we're here. But yeah, just in case you forgot. Jesus Christ. Yeah, go away. That's not why we're here. I need to look for a particular person. Okay, they literally couldn't figure out just not to put that there instead. Yeah, it's fine. Justin says, "What's wrong, Milda?" Milda says, "Husband. I missed you so much, honey bunch." He's literally a cow. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Oh man. Milda says, "I missed those bulging muscles while I was away. I could hardly sleep." The cow says, "I missed you too. Tonight we'll finally be able to have a nice dinner together." What is this, Lana Del Rey and an 87-year-old man? Justin says, "Together? Wait, you don't mean..." Milda says, "Where are my manners? Forgive me, it's been so long. Allow me to introduce you to my husband. These are my new friends, Justin, Fina, and Rhett." "Howdy," says the actual fucking cow person before me. "Thank you for taking care of my Milda. Welcome to Lane and our home." Yeah, Rep's just stealing the words right out of my mouth. What the fuck is this? A talking bull? Is this a goddamn cow? Jesus. Anyways, that's happening for some reason. The cow says, "I reckon you're the ones who stopped the Tower of Doom. We are in your debt." Rep says, "Don't mention it." The cow says, "We've been trying to find out what was petrifying things, but we didn't know the tower had a terrifying monster." Fina says, "Gaia, what is that thing?" The cow doesn't fucking know. He literally just said he doesn't know what's been causing this shit. You fucking dumb twat. Anyways. The cow says, "You and that Guido feller," Guido's not even here, by the way, "said that you have seen people in forests turn to stone. Is that correct? That might have something to do with why ancient Angelo disappeared." Milda says, "These kids are on a journey to search for that ancient civilization." The cow says, "There's something I've been meaning to ask. What is that stone you have there?" Justin says, "It's called the Spirit Stone." The cow says, "What does the cow say?" Moo, 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 moo. I think that was a horse. "What does the cow say?" It says the mythical Spirit Stone. It really does exist. Justin says, "I owe everything to it, my meeting with Liete, my quest for a lent. I have a key too." The cow says, "That medal, it's the key to the shrine of Angelo, the medal of wisdom. It was never found. How can it be?" Justin says, "Liete gave it to me." The cow says, "I never would have thought that the Spirit Stone, Liete, and the medal of wisdom would all come together. It's plain to see that you are the chosen one. Seems as it's our duty as the three wise men of Lane to teach you all we know about Angelo. It's the least we can do, besides thanking you for saving the forest. Justin, do you have any questions?" Justin says, "We saw an Icarian in Cafu, a girl named Lean." The cow says, "Did you say you met an Icarian?" So it's true, when the power of the Spirit Stones gather in one spot, there shall be an Icarian born. Justin says, "I've seen another one, Liete, 2 Icarians. But just what is an Icarian?" The cow says, "Hold on there, Justin. Liete is not Icarian. She's the priestess of the Shrine of Elent." Justin says, I had no idea. Justin is curious how we can save the petrified people. The cow says we thought we would find the answer once we got to Elent, but we could not get the key to open the door. Only the one worthy of receiving the key is able to enter. That's you. Okie dokie. Let's repeat information we just heard. Anyways, the cow says, Ancient Angelo prospered thanks to a great power, but they were destroyed by that same power. I believe that it was a power that was not meant to be granted to humans. Justin asks if it was Gaia. The cow says, I believe this is a matter best answered by the other of the three wise men. Justin says, let's go talk to him. The cow says, I hope this has been helpful. Justin says, information we already know. The cow says, you'll be able to go to Elent because you're the chosen one. It's all repeated. Anyways, Milda says, aren't you a bear with athlete's foot? Calm down, my husband knows what he's talking about. Okay, apparently she's a 50s housewife now. Does she also vote Republican? Jesus Christ. Justin says, I suppose you're right. The cow says, there's plenty to learn before you find the way to Elent, or bull rather. So he's a rushing bull of Wall Street. I just can't with this fucking shit. Anyways, the cow says, rest yourself here a spell. Talk to the other wise men. I just have a feeling that they're gonna repeat themselves a lot, so we're just gonna kinda glaze over some of this mess. I am gay, my throat does have other uses. That's a terrible joke. Anyways, Milda says, who cares? It's Milda. I guess we're looking for... They're domesticating other animals. This is a literal barn. I'm just fucking blown away by this. I just can't. I just can't right now. Oh god, I'm ready. Send the cataclysmic event. Jesus Christ. Who's this link? The literal bull says, it's not important that you have money, it's that you know what to do with it. Yeah, that's not totally collapsing our society as we speak. Fucking Jesus Christ. This game was made like 8,000 years ago. Dickhead children. Why do they stand in front of this house? These are questions I can't answer for you. Okay, none of that matters. The person says, the cow rather says hello. Milda says, are you researching botanicals? The cow says, yes. Who are these people? Milda introduces us. The cow says, I've heard all about you from the Moge merchants. So the cow believes, like Fina, that Gaia is what ended the Angelo civilization. Rap says, even if it was Gaia, what's with all the petrification? The cow says, we know that just before Angelo disappeared, an abnormal drop in the number of spirits was seen. In other words, we think this drop in the number of spirits was the cause of the petrification. Fina says, could it be then that Gaia grows by absorbing the spirits? The cow says, that's a clever observation. If you start to look at it that way, it makes sense. Justin says, is there a way to return petrified people to normal for the fucking second time? The cow says, if petrification is caused by loss of spirit, then restoring spirit should return them to normal. The words of yore say how to return the spirit. Rap says it's all written down somewhere? The cow says the page is torn. I can't read it. Wow. I couldn't put this better myself. Rap says, if you're pulling a fast one, we're eating roast beef tonight. The cow says, simmer down there, boy. No one's saying there isn't a way. Maybe if you went to a Lent. Justin's like, wow, we really do need to go to a Lent, but how to get there? If that isn't a recurring theme throughout the game, I don't know what is. The cow tells us that we need to talk to the other cow. Justin says, cool, we learned nothing from you. What was the point of this conversation? You fucking twit. Anyway. She talks about the other cow. He is apparently to the southeast. The red is north. You never eat soggy waffles. Well, damn. This is just a normal house. I ain't going in there. It probably smells like... I don't want to know. Fucking cow sperm and overly tanned muscle bitch. This is closed off because we won't let you in there until we let you in there later. Okay. Mama. Anyways. Here's dipshit number 3. We are introduced. Repeated information. The cow inquires about how pretty Liette is and what color her eyes are. Justin seems confused. The cow mistakes Fina for Liette. Alright, apparently a Lent is near the Rainbow Springs. I'm sure that barricade will mysteriously disappear. Milda says, something's wrong. He's been like this ever since he left his horn in the lower village. So we need to get his horn. Oh my god. Anyway, none of that information matters. We have to get the bull its horn, because that's where its brain is. Apparently biology doesn't work in this video game. Where is the lower village? Finally, an intelligent question. It's southeast of the village gate. Well, there's southeast, so yeah. Jesus Christ. This fucking game gives the shittiest directions. There would be the gate, right? Yep, southeast of there is this guy's fucking hut. So, the game is a fucking liar. Fabulous. We cannot go this way yet. We will go there later for some other pointless errand. I'm quite sure of that. Oh god. I think what the translation meant to say is just exit the village and you can go to the next town. But instead of, being intelligent, it lied to me. Maybe this is the way. Who fucking knows? Okay, all we had to do was leave the village. Jesus Christ. So rude. They're really trying to pad out this last half of the game. Justin says, what the heck is this? Was this ever a village? Milda says, it used to be prettier. Rep says this is worse than the forest. Milda says, Darlin thinks space has been warped here. Okie dokie, I could have figured that out just by looking. Anyways. say, hopefully that doesn't freeze the shit up. Oh, okay, that's the fucking exit, because, yep, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? Oh, yeah, that's something that happened. Where it literally just was. Oh my god. Straight. How did that happen? I can't even move in a straight line. But I do keep moving forward.
No problem.
Oh my. I feel like society is about to be destroyed by the United States' terrible fiscal policy. Let's see. We haven't been this way yet. Oh, of course that's there. I mean, like, it doesn't matter if we elect Republicans or Democrats, we just keep paying trillions of imaginary dollars. Just cracks me up. Yeah, that girl needs to get a more supportive bra for sure. I assume it's just fan service and titty physics. But hey, what do I know? I'm a homo. This place sucks. It's basically a warp maze. I'd rather get my dick bit off than walk through here. What is this, an SMT game? Jesus. Ugh, what is this fucking shithole? Let me out. Okay, so this is all the same bullshit. This is the literal entrance. God damn it.
Finch.
Someday we'll get out of here. I was actually bored, so I was doing math, because that's just, I guess, stuff I do sometimes. And I figured out that the $8 trillion that the US printed out of thin air could have been used. It basically, it's still loud. Weird. I honestly don't know how to fix it. It's been making me angry. It doesn't sound loud to me, but hard to say. Let me try messing with something really quick here. That should help, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be good for you hearing my voice, but let me know if it's any better. Jesus. Who is this guy? Is he going to, like, tell me a story? Okay. Oh, I was just saying, like, that we're printing money like it's going out of style. It just cracks me up. And the US monetary policy right now is to literally, like, purchase corporate debt. And corporate policy is to, quite literally, spend all of that money on stock buybacks, which artificially inflates the stock market. Which in turn makes it look like the economy is doing okay, but it's actually basically completely being destroyed. Super fun. So basically all our tax dollars are going to buy corporate debt, which is then being used to do stock buybacks. Isn't that hilarious? I couldn't dream this shit up on my worst day on Earth. Welcome to the United States of fuck you. What is this gay shit? Why is this here? So I know all about gay shit. It's as stinky as everyone else's, I guess. I don't know. Oh my god. I'm ready for the sweet release of death. It's kind of insane because part of the Federal Reserve's monetary policy is quantitative easing, which is, of course, lowering the interest rates to zero, which means that any real money held in your account is being destroyed by inflation, which has caused a lot of people to start investing in the stock market, which, you know, is a bad idea given that companies aren't doing anything positive like hiring people, expanding their business, making new products, because mostly things are still largely shut down, and there's a lot of shortages which prevent innovation currently globally. So economically we are just trying to run ourselves off a cliff. It's not smart. I'll just put it that way. Why is this there? What is it for? How do I get out of this hellhole? Alright, let's go in this. Oh yeah, this is... wow. Look at that design. It's a cow trapped in a crystal. What is this, Final Fantasy? Jesus. Minus the cows, I guess. But yeah, I'm deeply afraid that we're gonna be in a lot of trouble really fast here if we keep doing stupid shit with money that doesn't exist, that's being printed into creation for the purpose of preventing an economic depression at pretty much the expense of the entire globe due to the fact that the US dollar is the reserve currency for the world. So we're basically playing with fire.
Easy.
It's not very smart. If the globe gets wise and decides that it doesn't like us printing infinity money, I mean, what will it do? Probably make the reserve currency something else, which is pretty much the sole reason America has any power to begin with. I just destroyed America. I'm sorry. Anyways. Fuck, I hate this place. Sounds like a haunted house, and I just... nothing makes sense in here. Oh my. But yeah, the $8 trillion that we invented out of thin air, that's $80,000 per working US adult. Like, you literally could have given every homeless person in the US a house. But no, we don't need to be doing that. There's no evening of the playing field. Just more senseless destruction. Look at this spooky crystal. Anyways, there's somebody who's stoned in that crystal. I guess crystals get you stoned. As though the gay community didn't already know that about crystal meth. LOL. But if the sound is still screwed up, I found a way to fix it for video editing, so that's not necessarily ideal. As it eats up a lot of processing power on my computer, rendering it completely useless. God damn it, I hate this place. What the fuck do I do? Like, what is this spooky nonsense? Have I been over here? I literally don't remember. I am now on some weird invisible bridge. Fancy. Don't worry, I'm just mindlessly garbling my thoughts into the void of the internet. Well, fuck this. I'm not playing the guessing game. We're gonna utilize save states. Or none of these doors open. Oh, man. Alright. Oh, maybe it's that one. It is a giant floppy penis. Okie dokie. Giant floppy interdimensional penis. How the fuck did they get over here? If they can jump over the giant interdimensional floppy penis, then why can't I? Yeah, the U.S. discussion of the economic circumstances right now is to make sure that all the rich people stay rich. Because, yeah, that's what's most important, apparently. Ugh. Like, Biden, his fiscal policy hasn't changed. Like, he's doing the exact same crap Trump is doing. It's just so silly raping people when there are a lot of emerging economies headed towards independence. Pretty soon we're not going to be able to pay Chinese people 1 cent per hour to do all our work for us while we sit around doing nothing. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, the US tax policy is identical. So a lot of it has to do with capital gains is taxed at a very low percentage point. So if I'm rich and I invest my money, I'm going to pay roughly 15% tax on capital gains, which are long-term investments, which just means an investment over 1 year. However, if let's say I'm a doctor. Doctors make about $300,000 a year, or more, depending on what specialty they choose to specialize in. That person is getting taxed to the tune of 40% a year. The person doing actual work. But the person just gambling with money doesn't have to pay as much. It's ridiculous. But even scarier is the fact that housing has become unaffordable here. Like, it's literally like my house that I own in 3 years has gone from like $179,000 to I don't know anymore because there's literally no houses for sale in my area. I live in the gay area of Phoenix, Arizona, and it's been completely gentrified since I moved in. So I got kind of lucky. I did a lot of research when I bought my house. I knew that there was a lot of commercial projects up through 2022. And that was the reason I purchased here, because I figured if they were making everything better, that my housing value would go up. Then we elected a mayor who wanted to expand transportation, which is good. That brings people into the city so they can spend money here. Anyhow, Justin says, we totally whipped that dude. Now all we need to do is get Master Dorland's horn. Is it down the butthole? This is what an unbleached butthole looks like, kids. Brown. Anyways. Jesus. No wonder I only have one viewer. Nobody wants to hear this mess. Where the fuck is the horn? Why can't it just... Is it in this box? Anyways, now we have to go back to town. Yeah. The US economy is just a joke. It's basically lies meant to destroy other countries. I don't know why socialism is a bad word. Like, in practice, socialism is good for everybody, because everyone has an equal amount of ownership in everything. The problem is, of course, government corruption. When you look at people like Putin, he's considered to be probably the richest person in the world, because he basically has complete control of the entire economy of Russia. It's hilarious, kind of. But there's other estimates that put the Queen of England as the richest person in the world because of the land holdings of the British Empire. Ooh. Intriguing things. Can I fix it? No. I don't have magic powers. But I honestly think unless we start investing in perpetuating existence, that it will be destroyed. Oof. Why is this guy mad? Like, what am I supposed to do? Is he gonna talk to me? Yeah, the US has done a lot of things like that as well. They're called housing projects. A lot of them have been shut down. Like Cabrini Green, for example, in Chicagoland area where I was born. Yeah. State housing projects in the US are not known for their reliability. What tends to happen is, like, unfortunately, gang members would get in there and do a lot of naughty activities, so. I mean, I think the moral of the story is basically everything can be corrupted. At least, you know, the country where you live, they've done good things with housing projects, like Singapore, for instance. If you just Google how Singapore solved housing, there's some good information on that. Gosh damn it. Yeah, everything is privatized here, which I can't necessarily say is a good thing. I mean, the incentivization is to essentially make a profit. I hate this place. I hate it. Let me out. Like, why is everything warp space 1? Like, I don't know where I'm going. Earlier? I swear to God, I've already been over there. Yeah, that's what US people like to talk about as well. Just privatize everything and it'll be okay. If that was true, we wouldn't need to bail out our private sector every couple of years, so it's just a gigantic joke to me. Okay, I think this is the exit. This is the dipshit who left his horn in that weird time-space abyss. Rap says, talk about Looney. Hold on. Just wait a bit and we'll have you back to normal. Justin says, Milda, this is all we need to get the information, correct? Milda says, of course. We just have to put it up here. There we go. The cow says, resurrection. Rap says, are you really alright? Justin says, we have so many questions. Look at this. The cow says the key to the portal of Angelo, spoken of in the words of yore, one step closer to Mistress Liete. Justin says it's true, this is the key to Alent. The cow says, not to the shrine of Alent, it is for a place you know well, the shrine of Zilpadon. Justin says, is Zilpadon a shrine? The cow says, yes, in way too many words. So apparently the Moge were the people who originally had the key. Alright, so we have to go to Zilpadon, where we already were, and obtain the Medal of Knowledge, which is the key to Alent. We have to throw it into the Rainbow Spring. Oh, of course. It's a multi-stage process. And that will open the door to Alent. When you reach the legendary floating shrine and meet Mistress Liete, burn her image into your mind. Then I will finally have obtained her image with my own hands. Seems like he wants to turn her into a 2D porno. Rep says, this guy is dangerous. Hilarious. Let's see here. Yeah, privatization of healthcare in the US is the dumbest thing that's ever happened. It's destroyed healthcare outcomes. And we know it has, yet we allow it to continue anyway. Anyways, Nova says, ain't that grand, Justin? Y'all got one step closer to Alent. Justin says that's right, thanks to you and everyone else, Nova. Nova says, I'm afraid this is goodbye. I can't leave my husband. Alright, so we say goodbye to her. Slowly. Anyways. Let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, that's not how it works here. Basically, you have to have piles of money or you die. Welcome to America. Venus says, let's see. The entrance is somewhere in this town. Alright, so we have to check out the fountain. Rep says, those Lanians talked about the temple door. It has 3 eyes. If we put the metal in there, it will work. Venus says, wait a minute, if we open the door now, water will flow in. Rep says, there's only 3 of us to drink it all. Tina says, that's not right. Dorland didn't say that we need... Oh. I don't know. Apparently we need the Bunny Man to help us. Which is perfect timing because we just lost a party member. Justin says, if we're not recognized by the Moge, it won't hold. This bunny says, it's you, the adventurer with the Spirit Stone. Just like the elder said. My grandmother has a bit of that. I don't care about your grandmother. Anyways, we need to go talk to the elder bunny. For reasons. Some of this dialogue is just so repetitive. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Some things can be subsidized here medically, but a lot of the time, unless you're just so poor that you can barely afford food, which is a lot of people here. That's why we have Medicaid. But it's like, why do we only care about people who can't work? Like, why don't we care about everybody? Why don't we want to make the health outcomes of everyone better? It makes us better as a whole. It's bananas. Republicans are like, oh yeah, we're extra conservative. We don't want to spend any government money. Then they elect Donald Trump and he prints more money than the world has ever printed ever. So, super cool. But Biden's doing the same thing, so it's like, pick your side. Either way, or you're going to get the same thing. I feel like people only get into politics here to get rich, not to help people. Anyway, the bunny man says, "It's been a while. You came here just like you promised. This is a humble house to meet people invited to Angelo." Justin says, "Guido, you really do know everything." Guido says, "A merchant lives by information." Justin says, "Thanks to a monster called Gaia, people are being turned to stone." Wow, we already knew that. Justin says there's no time for small talk, but then continues his small talk. Jesus Christ. The bunny says, "I want you to answer my question. Why do you want to go to Alent?" I say, "To protect the world we live in." Justin says, "When I started traveling, I just wanted to try going somewhere. That was it. But now it's different. I want to protect this world." The bunny man says, "You're neither a spirit nor an Akarian. How can you protect the world?" Let's see. The bunny says, "Congratulations, the Moge Elder approves. You are the proper person to go to Alent." Justin says, "Guido, are you the elder?" Guido says, "I like you, Justin. You're always looking ahead. Let's go to the underground temple of Zilpadon to look for the key to Alent." Anyway, he drains the fountain, I guess. Which we could have done all along by just pulling that rope, apparently. Justin says, "Thanks, Guido." And we have a new party member. Fabulous. It's a bunny. I like bunnies, obviously. I don't know. I don't think capitalism or socialism on their own solve anything. I think we need a combination of the two. He's surprised the water has disappeared, even though we were just told that the water disappeared. Jesus Christ. Just go in the fucking building already. What is going on? Why do I need this annoying cutscene? There's a board with 3 holes in it. If you fit the middle in the middle, the door to the underground will open. I say, let's go. That must have been canceled out. Apparently this place smells like mold. Makes sense. It was just underwater about 10 seconds ago. Jesus Christ, this game. Rap says this place is bigger than I thought. The bunny says we have always lived together with the shrine, even before we came down from the sky. Same as Liete of Alent. Let's go. Yes, let's repeat a bunch of information we already know. Amazing. Any remote disruption to public health anywhere in any society is always a bad idea. I think the only reason people look at the US is because we're rich. And I think the thing that a lot of people fail to realize is the only reason we're rich is because we're the world reserve currency. Like, we don't produce anything. We have a bunch of really rich assholes that hoard all the money. On things is something called collective bargaining. That's where the US government says we have 300,000 customers in our country. We're buying drugs on behalf of these 300 million people. We want a gigantic discount because the amount of volume that you're producing will lead you to get a profit because you have that many customers. It's kind of like economy 101. But that's not what we do. We're like, we want to sell public health to the private sector and just hope that their profit motive somehow makes money. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's literally the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Corporate interests do not have the public at heart in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, like, that's how a lot of other countries do things. They have public health insurance, they have public housing insurance, they have public automobile insurance. Pretty much everything is guaranteed to you by the government. Like in Canada, for instance, all of that is true. And the trade-off is higher taxes. Would I rather pay higher taxes and get all that for free, or would I rather pay lower taxes and pay for each line item separately? When you pay for each line item separately, you pay more, because now there's no collective bargaining. I'm bargaining with an insurance company that's larger and more powerful than me on behalf of myself. And let me tell you, the little guy always loses. It's pretty much that simple. This place sucks too. How the fuck do I get out of here? Where the fuck do I go? Let's go this way. I feel like I've already gone this way. But everything looks the same, so it's kind of hard to tell. Gotta go around this big loop-de-loop thing. Kind of amazes me that this place is supposed to be like designed by some like super smart civilization, and like there's literally like circular passageways going nowhere. I'm like, sure, they're super advanced. Couldn't even figure out how to make a freaking pathway go in a straight line. Herp-de-derp. That's a lot of things that right-wing people in the US also argue, is that we should not have labor laws or a minimum wage. It's just disgusting, like, when those people are the same people who profit off that exact system. Like, what they're really saying when they say that is, it's okay for people to be slaves as long as I get to be rich. I mean, it's not a positive way of thinking, in my opinion. And like I said before, eventually people are going to wake up to that, but they haven't yet. Probably because the education system is run by the state and being defunded by the private side. So, kind of hilarious. Like, in our country right now, we have like a multitude of teachers on strike complaining the educational system isn't paying them enough money to survive. We have literal pension systems that are supposed to pay for the retirement of teachers going bankrupt. And these are funded by our own government. It's just such a joke. And it's not even a funny one. And then we like to pretend we're the best in the world when so many other countries are doing a lot better than we are. I'm like, sure. If you're born into wealth, yeah, you're doing just fine. Just like any other asshole anywhere in the world who is born into wealth. Duh. If I have hundreds of millions of dollars, I can do things like invest in new products. I can do things like create a contract where I will in perpetuity make money off of that contract for the rest of my life and my children's lives. Which is essentially creating everlasting dynasties, which are not good for the economy. But you know, privatize everything, it'll be fine. Fine for who exactly? Not for me. That's how people do act here. They just take whatever job they can get because they have to, especially if you do something stupid like accidentally have a child here. Like, our birth rate has diminished extremely because people have started to realize, like, it is not economically viable to have a child in this economy. So people aren't having children. What does that do to our country? It decreases the birth rate. We're not replacing people at a fast enough speed. It just makes me laugh how stupid we are. But we pretend like we know everything, for sure. Hilarious. The problem is if you don't replace the people that are dying, I mean, and we have this gigantic global economy, like, who's operating all this stuff? And it's kind of funny because if we're not replenishing our own birth rate, what happens is you have to let people immigrate into the country to take the jobs that we can't get people to work. So... and that creates racial tension and other issues as well, so it's just all kind of hilarious to me. We're creating all of our own problems and pretending like we're just the saviors of the universe. I swear to God, I've already been this way. I'm just gonna have to stop following that arrow, it's taking me nowhere. But it's so funny because we printed all this money and now housing costs like 30-40% more than it has in the past. It's great if you own assets, but it's terrible if you're trying to buy a house. And people my age have now gone through multiple economic circumstances in which we've had to print a bunch of money to prevent the collapse of our society. Like 9/11, lived through that puppy. Right after 9/11, of course, we have the 2008 housing crisis, and now we have this inverted housing crisis created by coronavirus and printing a bunch of money that we don't have. It's just all so ridiculous. But yeah, then the right pretends to be religious, like they're doing all this because Jesus told them to or something. So it makes it okay. Like, it's like manifest destiny. Like, the US basically made it their prerogative to expand all the way into the next gigantic body of water. Like, that created multiple wars with our southern neighbors and indigenous persons that lived here before we got here. And we just justify it away. It's kind of silly. Morals are only moral when they benefit the people that are benefited. Just like every other religious hypocrisy in this entire freaking globe. It's kind of funny that bad times for us were good times for your country. Like, I wonder if there's something behind that, like, oh, we can't suck as much money out of the economy like a fucking vampire. Now other places are doing well. Might be something to that. What do I know?
Upsy.
Nobody wants to listen to reason. That's for dang sure. How do I get over here? Why must there be... Like, I could definitely shimmy over that, but video game logic says it's impossible. I hate this place so much. The only way to get over there is to go down here, though. Platforming in an RPG, one of the 7 deadly sins right there. Honestly, the entire global economy is facing a crisis, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. Like, debt is something we came up with. Like, it's not a law of nature. It's not gravity. And everybody in the world is collectively all deciding to have an economic crisis all at once. Like, and what's happening? Rich people are getting richer? Something to pay attention to, maybe. Smart, charismatic people will always find a way to rip everyone else off. It's quite unfortunate. This is annoying. We're gonna have to be naughty and use some save states, because this is ridiculous. Too bad I can't do that in real life. Yay, I get a prize of a box that has crap in it I don't care about. Ugh. Sometimes there's like keys in boxes though, so you have to check here and there. It smells like brownies. Refill. Oh yeah, I froze my damn game. Goody gumdrops. Alrighty, sorry about that. My system decided to tell me to fuck myself. But hey, it didn't screw up too bad, so I've had it happen way worse than this before. Oof. Now if we can do this hip hole.
Bit for us.
Guido says, this is the Medal of Knowledge. Justin, you know what to do. We got Medal of Knowledge. Okay, everyone, next stop, a lens. Apparently. Anyways, since this is just gonna make me backtrack out of this freaking hellhole, I'm gonna do that offline while I do some video editing, so we will see you next time.